right, episode one.
Coming to
Third
you live.
time. It's Chris, I guess, lock in.
Lock it in.
Got them locked in with that. The DBs do when they get beat for 100. They get beat for 100 yards all game. They stop one passes.
or when it's thrown like out of bounds and they didn't do
Yeah,
anything and they're
they,
still
or they're not nowhere near the receiver, and the receiver drops the ball.
boom.
Hold on. Did you see the pass that Alvin Kamara dropped last weekend?
No, I didn't Did see it. not see
I
that. He that. was wide open.
didn't see. Okay, so it's third down, and a first down will we end the game basically, right? Atlanta, no, I got a all out blitz or whatever they do. They get Alvin Kamara locked on the linebacker. He destroys him off the line.
That's what they
He's
want.
running down the sidelines with about 15-yard separation, and he drops it.
Drops it. Oh, geez.
Could have been a walk-in touchdown.
Because Atlanta came back to win that, right?
No, they lost.
Oh, did they?
Your Joey's boy, Young Ho, he missed 3 field goals.
Yeah, he did, didn't
And
he?
then at the end of the game, they were trying to drive to tie it up. They Cousins took another sack, and then McLeod couldn't get out of bounds. So anyway, we are here. We've been on here, people, for about 15 minutes, just chatting it up, talking about the Boondocks, talking about the election. Unfortunately, guys, y'all don't get that. Y'all can't get that dialogue. That's y'all can't.
It is stuff. It is and stuff.
Y'all can't get access to that stuff. All right. But you can't get access to this sports stuff we're gonna start talking about. NFL's heating up. Right now, we got the Kansas City Chiefs 9-0. Like Chris said, every week he says it. Pretty soon, they gonna get got. Everybody thought this past weekend was the weekend. And what do? They pull another rabbit's foot out of the bag. I even saw the guy who blocked the kick, Chris, do this right here. He blocked it, then he went.
He strapped him.
He
strapped him up.
He got him strapped up. And he was like, no.
He strapped him.
And they won the game. Denver should have won that game. That's a game that Denver is just it's crazy. So now we got Kansas City going up against a team that they pretty much have owned, but it's always been close. Going to Denver, Joey's team. Joey always knows that. So, do you think that all these close games going to have them more battle tested for this game against Buffalo, or is it going to expose them when you got a team in Buffalo that maybe won't give them the opportunity to capitalize on mistakes and just will kind of beat them because of the home field advantage and just because it's their time? What do y'all think? Go ahead, Joe.
First,
go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Chris. My bad.
Yeah, I'll take this one first. I think it's kind of the Miami Hurricanes where we kept saying that they were, playing in these close games, and then you're eventually, you're going to lose. And I mean, in the NFL, it's not nearly as big of a deal as to lose a couple games. I mean, they're coasting right now, and if we talked about, if we looked at the beginning of the season, we could see 13, 14 wins with Kansas City anyway, the way that their schedule was stacking up. So, I mean, yeah, undefeated is a little bit surprising in the way that they're doing it, but I don't think it's surprising that they're still winning games. So to me, I do think though that if you keep struggling to win, I feel like eventually it's, there's going to be kind of regression to the mean, and the things that kind of bounce your way are going to kind of, luck will eventually turn. The one issue I have with them is, remember a team like Minnesota, where was it last year, where they were kind of winning with a lot of smoke and mirrors. Now, obviously, they didn't have. Was it last year or the year before?
That
I
was
think
2 years ago. That's the
2 years
year that
ago. Remember,
Giants beat them in the
Minnesota was the number
playoffs.
one seed. They were in a lot of close games, and everything seemed to be bouncing their way. That's kind of Kansas City. I mean, they obviously have two X factors with Andy Reid and Mahomes that Minnesota team doesn't have. But to me, right now, I feel like there's a reason Buffalo is favored, and some of that is just the home field advantage. You know, you're going to get favored because it's only two, so really, probably neutral field Kansas City is still favored, and rightly so. They're undefeated, but they're not winning in the way that we're accustomed to seeing there. We talk about it multiple times, almost every week. We talk about how they've been winning with defense. Mahomes is just playing kind of average, I would say right now. He's probably, I don't even know if he's been, I think he's had 1 week where he's in the QBR top 10. So
In fantasy,
um
he's only been over 20 points once, and
yeah, I mean, there's weeks where I think he's only had 300 yards one time. So to me, this is kind of the game Josh Allen has kind of been dreaming of, to put him in the map of, really solidifying himself and maybe trying to get that MVP. So this is a game he needs. Mahomes probably really doesn't need this game as much. I mean, me and Joey were arguing before a while ago, of course, about Mahomes,
argue
and
about something.
we were arguing about, and Joey says I give Mahomes a hard time. Um, but I don't think he's probably coasting, but I do think that it's hard to keep a fire lit under you when you are the best player in the league as far as post and pre and regular season success, Joey. I'll give you that. So because the argument was I think Lamar is a better regular season quarterback than Mahomes, and he's proving that once again this year.
Yeah, let me
But
tell you a couple guys, just a few guys that are ranked ahead of Mahomes in terms of quarterbacks right now in fantasy, just fantasy. Because reality matters, fantasy matters a lot too. Okay. All right.
let's see
So
it.
Baker Mayfield,
Mayfield.
He is balling.
he's the second ranked QB in fantasy.
He's balling. He's still doing it without two guys too.
Okay. You got a rookie that's ranked higher than him in Daniels. You got Mr. Irrelevant that's ranked higher than him in Brock Purdy. You got another rookie from his division ranked higher than him in fantasy, Bo Nix.
That's crazy.
You got Geno Smith, who disappeared for 6 years, ranked higher than him.
Yeah.
And you got Mr. Big Head himself ranked higher than him. That's Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
And then you have, I guess, everybody's favorite number one pick, Trevor Lawrence, ranked ahead of him. He's played like trash.
Yeah, how the heck is that? I mean,
Yep.
but if you ask Mahomes, he'd probably say, "I got the rings. We're undefeated. Who cares?" Right? He's probably gonna go,
That's
"Why
how
do
it's
I
supposed
care
to
about
be.
any of that stuff?"
Mhm.
That the things that matter are what I'm winning each week. We're finding ways to win. So I do think that this could be a close game. Josh Allen always has a couple knucklehead plays that make you in these type of games.
Last week too. He had some last week.
And so, this is his game right here to kind of show he's had multiple games really where it shows that he can go out and win an MVP and carry the team, and he's kind of yet to do that. So I think they eventually will get caught a few times, but I don't think this is a team that's anywhere near like that New England. I don't even think this is the best Kansas City team we've seen over the last couple of years, but they are doing it on the defensive side. They are.
Yes, yeah. I think more. They probably in the past been more balanced. I mean, in the past, their offense has been so good sometimes, and he's played so well. We tend to forget how well the defense played, right? Because I keep on pounding that drum. Like, dude, we talk about Mahomes, but they have won championships because their defense, man.
Right.
But this year, at so many games where they have caught massive breaks. Tampa, if I'm Tampa, I'm on the road, I'm playing Kansas City. I am not I am not going for the field goal there.
Right.
I'm going for 2.
Right.
I'm not giving them a chance to get the ball back, even though it's 50-50 chance. Right?
Well, remember
Cincy should have beat them.
Cincinnati, remember Baltimore week 1 likely steps out.
Yeah, and then when they play Cincinnati, it's 4th down and they get a pass interference on a ball that's overthrown. So I mean, that's just the name of
strap.
Exactly. I love when the guys do this. They go like this, turn around, the flag sitting right there. Dude. And then, anyway, we're not even gonna talk about refs and the calls they miss. That's
only human.
A practice in futility.
They're only human.
No, they're not. You're only human when the angle does not let you see maybe the call, but when you're looking right at it and the TV screen shows you looking right at it and you still don't call it, you ain't human.
Bang, bang play sometimes, JB. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang play when I'm grabbing your head turned like this, and I'm looking at you like face mask. And they'll call okay, one more thing. They'll call a holding from 50 yards down the field, but can't see a holding when they're standing in the back of the freaking end zone and the guy's on the goal line. Make it make sense.
Humans.
But you can see that holding 50 yards, because they'll throw that flag, Joey. It'd be 50 yards down the field, like defensive holding. You're like, what? How they see that from back there? They call it, but then sometimes it's right. Guy, what was the game? Was it Kansas City? Who was that game where the guy got mugged in the goal line in the game? What's that?
The Minnesota Los Angeles game, right?
No. That game, that one ended worse. That's when the dude tore Sam Darnold's head off.
Oh yeah, that was the one I was thinking of.
Face mask Sam Darnold. He's running away like, no, what did I do? Turns around, no flag. He's like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a bad angle.
Boom.
That was a bad angle.
He strapped him in. He's like, I strapped him up. Yeah, but anyway. All right. Anyway, but Kansas, the truth of the matter is, some folks think that Kansas City is in cahoots with the league. They just get lucky. Sometimes you make your own luck. You put yourself in a position and you get lucky. And like Chris said, once you keep getting lucky over and over again, and you're not just finishing teams off and winning, just like Miami, it's going to come back and bite you. It bit Miami last week.
Yeah.
The whole game, I was like, oh, man, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, well, here's Joey's parlay down the drain. This is the first team he picks.
The first one.
Even though that wasn't the only one that didn't go through. But
it was not.
I get in there. I told you about Ole Miss, boy. And and
I'm done with Georgia.
They are this week. We'll see, right? That's a big game. Man, that's probably if they win, they probably gonna lock up number 1 seed, right? Because you got Baltimore, they beat them. They're not even the number 1 seed in their division right now. The Bills, they have the AFC East locked up. That's done. Let me go ahead. Bills fans,
wrap it up.
You strap it in and tell them it's over because it's done. They're like a 5-game lead, right? And then the Texans, they haven't played that. They haven't played that well, right? So who's going to challenge them right now? Only the Buffalo Bills, and as if they win. So, and we'll see. Joey, what you got on? What you think about this whole thing?
Chris and JB, buttons and millions.
Buttons and millions.
It would not.
Millions of buttons?
I expect Buffalo to win this game Sunday. I think this is one of those games where, luckily for Kansas City, Buffalo needs this game a whole lot more than Kansas City does for their psyche going into the playoffs. Buffalo has to prove that they can at least beat this team. Did Buffalo beat them last year?
I don't know.
I think they did beat them last year.
I'll look it up.
But in the end, this is a game that means a whole lot more to Buffalo than it means to Kansas City. I think Kansas City is extremely dangerous because they're still trying to figure out who they are. They're getting weapons back. They have two really good running backs that you can sub in because they're both 100-yard guys. They're working in a former All-Pro receiver who seems to be opening things up for their All-Pro tight end. So
he's had the fountain of youth all of a sudden.
I think I am intrigued by
who's that? Travis Kelce?
Yes. Get it?
I'm talking.
That same one you was disparaging last week.
I don't need him, JB. I've got one.
Joey's got old Kate on.
I definitely think that I like the position that Kansas City and Andy Reid. They're JB, in the classic words of you when you are holding people in check, particularly your cousin. Kansas City's got everyone at bay. They got everyone at bay.
They in arm's length. They can't get past us.
At bay.
Gotcha. You feel close, but you're very far.
So close. So far away.
They've been there, done that. This may be a situation of you playing Coach K's basketball, JB. That's what this may end up being at. Kansas City is not at all concerned about anybody. I expect Buffalo to win this game.
This would be that.
Joey, is that?
And if Allen wins, it'll be 4-4 against Mahomes.
Okay.
Is that some foreshadowing? What do you think? Because right now it's a -2 for Buffalo.
-2 Buffalo.
That line has gone up a little bit.
Has it gone
What's
up?
it now?
I mean, no, I'm saying it's gone up since right now from that one. It was like a 1, 1.5.
Oh, okay. You better get on that, Joey.
The crazy thing is, it's probably that low because Buffalo doesn't have some of its receivers. Like Amari Cooper is questionable and Keon Coleman is hurt, and they still favorite. So
what they better not do is let Kansas City win this game comfortably. That would be dangerous.
That'd be dangerous.
I don't see that happening, but they better not let that happen.
Kansas City we gonna be really talking that trash.
Why is that not the? I mean, the Bengals Chargers isn't bad, but I would have thought that would be the 4 o'clock or the 8 o'clock.
Why is the Pittsburgh Baltimore game a 1 o'clock game?
I mean, that's two chances they could have done.
They probably didn't have flex. Okay, but let me just tell you why the Bengals and Chargers game is important, right? You have two players who are sort of the faces of the league as well. So that's an important game for the NFL. You know what I'm saying? You got Joe Burrow and you got Justin Herbert. Yeah. That's an important game. Those are two. They not Patrick Mahomes. Oh, Burrow has beaten Mahomes. Herbert has beaten them now on the big stage. He's beaten them too. So you gotta give them their props. You know?
You do.
Yeah, I just would think. I mean, that's two big matchups.
That Pittsburgh, Baltimore game. They always play those games at that time. They know that. You know what? They still gonna get mass viewership for that game.
Yeah.
Oh, true. I would just think
usually like Baltimore. You know what I'm saying?
Huge game.
That's a quality game right there.
Yes, it is.
Right
now, Joey, you can get on FanDuel. It's -2.5, but there are books out there that have it at -2. So you just want to get it before it gets to 3.
Right.
If you're wanting to bet that.
Right.
It may go down the other way.
But yeah,
they start putting their money on.
That's the risk, is if some of these guys get announced out, you may be able to get a line even less than that. So that's always a risk.
Take them straight up.
Or just go straight up.
All right,
Travis Scott.
Speaking of being disrespected, let me be the first to apologize to the Colorado Buffaloes.
I'll follow you.
And I will as well.
At the beginning of the year, I looked at your schedule, Colorado. And
all of us were.
I did not see 4 or 5 wins on your schedule. But yet you have managed to turn it around. Now, I did see what happened at the end of the game when the guy smacked the ball out of his hand. I did not like the behavior of the Sanders kids that seemed to be a little bit overzealous
Yeah.
and just acting like just okay. He smacked the ball. Just what know what you're doing. Who's recording? Watch who's recording. You know what I'm saying? People are always watching.
Always.
But
like GMs, Shador, like the GM in New York where you're going to be playing next year.
all right. So I think Colorado is at what? They at 17 or 13. You got 17. Are they at 17?
Hold on, let me check. Are they where? I thought they were 17, but maybe they're not. Let me see. I'll look real quick. You can ask Joey first if you want.
All right, Joey. What percent chance are you giving the Buffaloes to make the
Yeah, it's 17.
17, yeah.
17? Okay. The playoffs. So right now, if we look at it right now, they are 17. You got two teams from their conference that are ranked higher than them.
Mm-hmm.
And did they beat K-State or lost to Kansas State, right?
They lost it to Kansas State.
Yeah, so that head-to-head. So they still, I mean, they could still play their way, and I think it's still kind of in their hands, but
they got
big games left.
They got 3 games left, right? And then let's see.
3 winnable games.
3 winnable games. Is BYU playing K-State? No.
No, they don't have them.
BYU, unless the old, like if the Kansas that we thought was gonna be Kansas at the beginning of the year shows up like they did last week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
BYU can be beaten, right? Because that Kansas team was different than what they played all year. That's what we expected the whole year, basically.
Well, this Kansas team is lost by less than a touchdown average. Their losses have
and they beat my boys of Iowa State, so they are talented.
They are.
All right, so BYU and K-State, let's see who they got.
So pretty much
basically, if K-State and BYU win out, but let me look at the standings.
Colorado has 1 conference loss.
But they lost, and K-State has 2, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Okay, well, good. Well, then, yeah, if Colorado
wins out, they're in.
Win out, then they're going.
If they win out, no,
they play BYU
they're in the Big 12 championship game.
For the Big 12
championship. Big 12 championship.
And they win that,
they're in
They're in.
And they hold on. Here's the kicker though. If they win that, they gonna get a home game because Boise.
Oh my.
Is gonna get that bye.
Oh my. Oh my.
Boise will be ranked higher than them probably.
Don't give Prime a home game in the playoffs.
He'll be the 5 seed going against a team.
Well, if you think Boise's getting in, then that would mean they would most likely be playing like in Alabama or Tennessee.
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
Which would be massive for TV.
Yes, yeah, oh my God. Colorado playing Alabama or Georgia in Colorado.
In Boulder.
Oh yeah. My.
Well, so Joey, what's your percent 1 through 100?
50.
50, you going 50? 50. Going 50?
That Kansas game is going to be that's in Lawrence. That's a dangerous game. That's going to be
you would still have them having to 50%. You're thinking they're tripping up against Kansas or BYU?
Kansas.
Kansas has not worried about being spoiler, man.
If they win the next 3, I like Colorado's chances in the Big 12 championship game because I think the pressure. I still would think that the pressure is more on BYU than it is.
Oh yeah, man. And Kansas lost. He lost by.
It's a less than touchdown average.
13.
Less than touchdown.
That one was big. 13, 24, 28, 30 point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They lost it average of 5 points a game they are losing.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like me in some of my fantasy leagues, believe it or not.
That is
I'm in,
going to be a dangerous
I'm in
game.
at least 2 leagues. I'm the top scorer, but I'm in 6th and 7th place.
Oh, that's regression to the mean as well, though, JB.
And one I'm in first place. And I'm first in points.
That's with us, right?
Huh?
Is that our fantasy too? You're in first.
That's
Because I'm on your tail.
Hold on. I looked at my only loss in that league, and it's by 0.8
Ooh.
something. That's my only loss all year, about 0.8 points in that league.
That was the Monday night?
That was
one?
First game. I don't know what happened.
I think it was a Monday night one, and it was like I forget who it was. It was a Monday night. Came down to a Monday night one, and I think I needed like a certain amount of points. I think is what it was.
It happened more than once to me, so it could be anything. I've been Monday night a lot this year.
I'm gonna go 25% for me because although these teams have probably underperformed, each of the teams they have left on their schedule, they're still solid, 2 really solid football programs. And
the Kansas game, like
Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. All 3 of those are some of the better teams, especially Utah and Oklahoma State. Utah played BYU really tough. That could have gone either way. They lost by 1 point. Kansas just came off a big win at Iowa State, and Oklahoma State. We already know and I can't see that their coach is letting them down. I think that's still a big game, and they probably at that point they may want to play spoiler if it comes to that to Colorado anyway. So,
Oklahoma State is 0-7 in the conference this year.
Yeah, they've been horrible. I picked them as one of my teams. They've been killing me.
So disappointing.
We all got teams like that.
That's my team for sure. So to me, 25% only because they'll probably be favored in every game. And then you'd have to beat BYU in the final. I mean, that's just a lot of games that you have to. And Colorado, to me, is a team that, I mean, if you look at their stuff, I mean, they lost in Nebraska. They got smoked by them. But other games, they've let some teams. They remember Kansas State. Where was another one? They won barely in overtime against Baylor. Like, they'll play some close games as well. I still fully don't trust Colorado. I will for sure apologize. I can remember us sitting there texting saying, hey, can you find us 6 wins on this schedule? And all of us are like, nah, not one of us was like, oh yeah, like I just couldn't see it. So, they have proved us wrong in that regard, but
yeah,
I still think there's a reason. But the thing is that BYU is another team. What did I say last week? Their over-under win total was like 6 wins or 5 wins as well.
Right.
So I think everyone knew that this Big 12 was kind of up in the air as far as some talented teams. But somebody said, I think Reese Davis was like, this conference is wide and not deep. Meaning like any of these teams could come out, and that's exactly what has happened. It's kind of chaos where nobody's really kind of dominant except for BYU is the only really dominant team. So I'll give it 25% because I still feel like they got a little bit of a gauntlet ahead of them.
Right.
JB, what do you got?
I'm going to split the difference between the both of y'all. I'm going to go with a nice solid total of 33.3.
33 and a third.
I mean, they got to beat. They can't lose again. That's clear, right? Because they lose, that means Kansas State moves up.
That's right.
They got to get past Kansas. Kansas, their record does not indicate the team they are.
It does not.
I mean, because you're not playing against a 10-8. They may have losses, but they're not scrubs. They ain't gonna ball out. And like Chris said, they smacked Iowa State.
Yes,
right?
they did.
We didn't see that coming, but they smacked them.
Were they favorites in that game?
No, Iowa State was a 14-point favorite,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's
You
a
know, remember Anthony Beck, the tight end?
Yeah.
His son's the Iowa State quarterback.
Okay.
he played at what? The Jets, right?
Yeah, he was on the Jets.
Yeah. So, can I? Won't let me change that. I hate some of these sites sometimes. All right. Anyway, I see they got Bowl Mania up already. I was trying to.
Bowl Mania, baby.
Bowl Mania is
there we go.
Okay, I gotta get that right. But so now I give him about a 30. I give him about a 33% chance to
33 and a third.
to get there, man. Look, they got two good players, good coaching this year. They're playing defense. I mean, they playing defense. O-line ain't playing like crap. So
O-line's not getting thrown underneath the freaking bus anymore. They're actually playing.
So I give them a fighter's chance, right? We'll see. Big games. And then you gotta, if they play BYU in that conference championship, do they have theirs is somewhere else? Theirs not at home. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting, man. But yeah, they got a chance.
BYU Stadium is sick. They're you see they got like the background, it's like the mountains and stuff. Oh, it's sweet.
I know. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. All right. So we already talked about Colorado. You're gonna give a thumbs up or a thumbs down on teams on the bubbles that you hope make the playoff. Let's start with the Black Knights. Go Army, beat Navy. Thumbs up or down for the
and we'll preface this by saying we don't necessarily think they'll be in. We want them personally to make the thing for watching, for us watching and rooting. So for me, I'm definitely.
Oh yeah.
You got to root for. You got Joey. You got the.
I'm an Army brat. Yeah.
He's an Army brat. I'm an Army vet, so it's there you go. All right. Boise State.
Oh, yeah, way up. I want to see Genty in there.
I want to see Genty against the best team. We already seen him against the number one team in the nation, right? He went,
balled.
what, 195?
On their turf. On their turf.
Say what, Joey?
On their turf.
On their turf. No. Remember, if they finish higher than maybe the Big 12 or ACC, they get a bye.
Okay.
If they don't get a bye, they are at home, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
On the blue field in Boise. All right, Indiana. I know you guys are going to say, I'm going to go sideways on it. We already know, Joey. Go ahead and tell us why you want to see them play.
3 Fredericksburg area players who are starting and are flourishing on that team.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the old JMU coach, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Took his boys.
Except for his QB. He went to Texas State. But hey, I do kind of, but Indiana football don't really. But
not retaining.
I tell you what, if they beat Ohio State,
what if they show that they can play with Ohio State? Or do they have to beat them in order for you to kind of turn the notch?
If they show me they are not Penn State, then of course I will be like this.
Then
that's a good answer.
Because Penn State,
they are who we thought they were.
I'm just done, man. It's like I'm so to this day I'm just so disturbed by the play calling.
They are who we thought they were.
Anyway, all right. Bama.
Milroe
right
is
here.
a superstar.
I'm right there.
It depends on the way you play. I don't want to see. I'm tired of Bama. I want to see somebody else get in there and compete. We don't want to see. they play LSU and he ran wild against them, but it ain't gonna work. It didn't work against Michigan last year.
They are a little
Lamar
counterfeit.
Jackson.
I've been saying that all year. We already knew they wouldn't have DeBoer wouldn't have his guys there this year.
Yeah.
I think Milroe is kind of carrying them, but I do also think marquee matchups. We talked about, remember in college basketball a couple of years ago, we got all these really bad teams that are not necessarily bad, but really small teams like Florida Atlantic, San Diego State, and then everybody's like
nobody wanted to see them play. San Diego State play. Who they playing championship? We were like, oh man,
that was Connecticut.
That UConn.
Yeah, we didn't watch that. Like, oh man.
Yeah. So that's the thing is we're rooting for all these small teams, but if you don't have teams like Alabama, does it hurt the playoff a little bit?
But this is why my next team is important. Ole Miss. I want to see Ole Miss.
I'm up for Ole Miss.
You know why?
Joey.
Here's my reason.
Oh, all right.
Ole Miss is an up-and-coming SEC power. Yes, I want to see other teams from the SEC compete. They show they can. They show they beat everybody's pretty boy Georgia. They pretty much smacked Georgia around.
Lane Kiffin's got his leg over the fence.
He's like buttons.
As he's sinking.
He's
he got one leg over.
He's already. He's like, hell, I'm stuck.
He won a big game.
All right, what about SMU? I'm gonna go sideways on them. You know why? Who plays for SMU that you know about?
It ain't Eric Dickerson.
I'm another one.
It ain't Eric Dickerson.
Oh, Eric Dickerson.
The Pony Express is not coming through that door.
I'm with the same kind of thing as kind of Indiana, where getting these teams in is pretty sweet, but I don't want to have a bunch of those teams in. I would mind maybe one or two sprinkled in with still a lot of the powers in there.
Let's go back to what I said at the beginning of this whole thing. Do y'all remember what I called this thing? I called it the SEC Big Ten Invitational.
Yes.
That's
that's what it is.
Like this, you will have 3 teams and 9 more teams from the SEC and Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
That's if it continues like this. The SMU, because you're thinking about this, we got SMU, we got Miami. We got Army. Army has to win. Army has to win their.
They still play Notre Dame, right?
They do.
They still play Notre Dame.
Are they on the schedule?
Yes, they play Notre Dame. That doesn't count against their schedule, but they beat Notre Dame. Then Army, if somehow Army can beat Notre Dame, then I'm locked in with them. Then they would just have to beat Tulane or Navy in the American.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if you look at the teams that we picked that are smaller teams that have all thumbs up from all of us, and if we threw Colorado in there, they'd probably be all thumbs up for us as well, because you talk about Boise State, you talk about Army, you talk about Colorado, all of those have storylines. Teams like Indiana, SMU, yeah, they're smaller teams, but you really don't have anything to grasp. Like, they don't know players. They're just smaller teams that maybe don't have the push. So yeah, it's nice to get in, but I think the teams like Army or Boise or Colorado that aren't in there, those are the teams that we want to see, because there's something to get behind as far as storylines. Where
what about
SMU,
is there a storyline behind BYU this year?
I mean, probably not as much as those other ones. I'll still give a thumbs up, because Joey, what do you got on BYU?
BYU
thumbs up.
They won you got to be careful going into Utah. They actually played very well. I'm going to go thumbs up BYU.
Joey,
they proved it.
That's what we call a Joeyism.
They proved it.
Be careful.
You got to be careful, JB.
You got to be careful. Be careful. All right, here we go. What about Georgia? Georgia. Is Georgia? How does Georgia go into? But Georgia has here's the thing about Georgia. Here's the appeal about Georgia. they are battle tested, right? They are battle tested. They can go into Texas and beat them, and then go into Ole Miss and get hammered. Alabama beat them, so they have played the gauntlet of teams.
They have.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're another team where, Carson Beck was supposed to be at one point was kind of the first pick and whatever. I mean, he's looked just all right. We don't really have the superstars that Georgia has been producing, especially on the defensive end that they've had over the last thing. And they're kind of running into what is, you almost think what made Nick Saban so great is that, and part of that was now he's coming into the transfer portal, probably why part of why Saban has left is being able to replenish these teams now when all these guys leave. And you look at a team like Michigan who wins and then all of a sudden they just lose a lot of talent. It's hard to do it. And Georgia, I think, is running into that now of being so good. And especially it's even going to be harder now in the transfer portal because guys aren't willing to just say, you know what, I'll sit behind, like Alabama used to already have like 5-stars sitting on the bench all the time.
Right?
That's going to be harder to do. So a team like Georgia, they still have athletes everywhere, but they got them. But I think they're lacking the skill position maybe of the elite skill guys that they've had. You can't tell me a guy. I mean, what do they say? Is the ETN brothers on there?
Right.
I mean, I think they've got good players.
I expect a veteran quarterback like Beck to figure it out.
Yeah, I think
I'm disappointed in him.
I would think, I think that
I'm disappointed in him.
Think you heard his draft stock?
Yes.
Oh, for sure. I would think that.
Yes.
I think yours, Shedeur, at all, Cam Ward are all probably over him now.
Absolutely. I think a veteran quarterback like him should be the one that's going to make everything better.
So I think that they fall in the Alabama of the same kind of, that's for me while I'm in the middle, because I think that we've seen them a bunch. They help the stock of any game that they're going to be in. It automatically gives it legitimate, viewers, people are going to tune in. But, if you're Georgia's in there, Alabama's in there, you're automatically going to go, oh, this is a huge game. But they're not what we've expected them to be over the last couple of years of that dominance. So, I think that's kind of why they're in the middle for me, because, you just feel like, okay, at some point Georgia's going to turn into Georgia, and they just don't seem to have that flip a switch like they had. I'm
not interested in them. I'm done with them.
How about Tennessee?
Tennessee, I'll go here.
I'm gonna go thumbs up.
I'm worried about Tennessee this week though, because they're missing their QB. QB is like
he's not playing.
QB is right now he's questionable to play.
I think without him, they're not the same team. So I think that Tennessee is a team like Ole Miss that we've been wanting to kind of take that next step, and they've been close. And then they
see the top of it out there being a power in college football. That's fun.
That's in Knoxville, or that's in Athens
this weekend.
It's a game in Athens. No, I thought they had to go on. Yeah, it's in Athens. You're right. And that spread has ballooned to -10.
Oh, wow.
It was not like that at the beginning.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, with it questionable. So I think they're kind of in the Ole Miss camp of I still want them to, because I think that like Ole Miss, if they can take that next step, it's fun to have a team like Tennessee.
Yes, it is.
Their offense is fun. Their crowd, they've been itching, that those fans have been itching to get back on top since they haven't been really dominant since the Manning
98.
Yeah. So Manning getting up there, and I mean, so I'm here because I wanna see him get back, just because I think it'd be sweet for college football.
Nice. All right. There you go. And then that story's gonna get told a little bit more this weekend, because we got some big games, right? We got big games. We got Tennessee going to Georgia. We got Clemson versus Pitt, which is a big game. It's a big game, right? because Clemson still has an outside shot to get into that playoff, and they gotta win out. And then the Tulane Navy game is big too.
Yes, it is.
Big game. Tulane Navy is big. I mean, in terms of the national scene, those are probably those probably are the biggest because we do have Oregon going to Wisconsin, and then we got Boise playing against San Jose State. I think Buttons was talking about them early in the year, how they got to be careful with San Jose State. And SMU's at home, big favorite against Boston College. We've seen Boston College go in against Missouri when they were ranked high and play them to the wire. So, and of course,
this tells you that line there. You guys talk about Kansas. BYU is only at home a 2.5-point favorite against Kansas. Yep. So that tells you right there.
Undefeated team against a what? 6-loss team?
Undefeated team against a 6-loss team at home, and you're only a 2.5-point favorite.
A rap video. What you doing?
I got to get a blanket. It's cold in that garage.
That man getting cold. All right. So while you're walking to get some heat in this.
It's like the weekend and the Super Bowl.
I know, right? I know. Exactly. Good job. You got to go move a little faster and twirl your hair around when you're walking. And make some faces. I see boxes of cereal. I mean, this man going through the whole house in this piece. All right. So, if you're out there, Buttons, man, I've been playing poker tonight. But if you're out there, come and join us. If not, you can send me your NFL fantasy picks. Go ahead and pull that screen up. Screen 3. Let's go to NFL fantasy.
Oh, this was a close week.
Make sure.
Everybody, that was separated by 4 points.
I know. Yep. It's close, man. It's close. I know. I thought Hill and Achane was going to come through for me. Nathan. They gave me Nathan. Hill had 8.7 points and had a touchdown. He went 4 for 16.
Buttons boy, Kincaid, didn't he get hurt?
Yep, he got hurt. Yeah, he could.
Tank Dell was the wrong Texans. Joey's boy, John Mechie.
John Mechie, I know, right?
Mechie my man's right there. That's my man.
Tracy would have had more points if he didn't fumble at the beginning of the overtime. Joey, what happened? Here comes Buttons.
Buttons wants to get in on the Colorado talk.
Here we go.
There's the man right there.
Here we go.
There's the man. He's got the hat on.
He's got that hat. He's got
the hat on.
A little twist in it.
What's up?
I see some guys. I see in the background, Buttons.
They're wrapping it up.
They're wrapping it up, huh? Okay. I see if somebody wants some money. I see somebody going like this, like, Somebody, did he clean you out tonight, Buttons?
There you go.
How did you do tonight, Buttons?
Not too bad. Wasn't a great night, but
you can't go broke making a profit, right?
Did you Jerry Seinfeld it?
Broke even.
That's what you do.
That's me. I'm even Steven. There you go. Jerry Seinfeld right there.
You could have thrown a pencil out the window.
All right, Buttons. Real quick, I'll give you a couple of questions you can answer from that we talked about earlier. Okay. All right. Percent chance that Colorado will make the football playoff. What's your percent
out
chance?
Of 100.
Out of 100. What do you give?
I'm going to give them a 51% chance.
You got to top Joey. Joey went
Buttons.
They're coming.
Are you playing the Price is Right?
Yeah, he's getting 1%.
Did Joey do 50? Did he do 50?
No, he did 50. You got to top him.
Hello, Buttons.
Okay. All right, Buttons. Here you go. you're gonna give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down
Okay.
on would you rather see these teams, or you can give me the sideways thumb as well.
Okay.
Your hopes of seeing these teams in the college football playoff.
What
You
I
ready?
want to happen?
Yeah, what
Yeah,
you want to see,
you would
not
like to
if
see
they
them
will
play.
get
It's
it.
thumbs up,
Yep.
thumbs down,
Got
thumbs
it.
sideways. All right, here we go. First team, Army Black Knights.
Way
Oh,
up.
big.
Got you. Bowl, right with the bowl, a bowl thumb. All right. Boise State.
Boise
Okay.
State.
Heisman Trophy winners deserve to be in the playoff, JB.
Okay. There you go, Buttons. Indiana.
You know they're Fredericksburg.
I'm in on
Yeah,
Indiana. I'm in on
Fredericksburg.
all undefeated teams, JB.
Okay, got you. How about Alabama, the Crimson Tide?
Oh,
Oh,
Let's get some new blood in there.
hey, Buttons. I said the same exact thing. All right. Old Miss, Buttons.
I picked Jackson Dart as my Heisman Trophy winner. I'm going to say thumbs up.
Okay.
you're not
I want to no, Chris. I want to see him. I want to see him.
okay.
He can help his draft stock. SMU, Buttons.
Mm-hmm. SMU. You know what? I'm even on them.
Okay.
I would not mind seeing them, but I wouldn't really care either way.
Eric Dickerson's not playing Buttons.
If they run the table, their only loss was to BYU.
by 3.
So they're right there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Georgia.
Go down. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
He wants all the big dogs. The blue bloods are gone.
All right, yeah. See you guys. Peace.
Last but not least, Tennessee.
I think I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent with Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Especially with their quarterback not being healthy. That's an issue.
That's
Their
a
running
problem.
back is number 1 in the SEC in touchdowns, like number 2 in the country behind
That's a
Jim,
problem.
right? They got a sneaky running game. All right, so here we go. Once again, our fantasy picks. Buttons is still leading. He has right now, Buttons has a 38.6 lead. Joey is at the bottom at 506. Even though
he coming off a win though.
he was
Did he win this week?
It's a tight week, Buttons. Let me go
Joey,
ahead.
you better tell him I'm coming.
That's right. I won this
Like
week.
Colorado,
Ooh.
51% chance of winning this thing.
No, we were all right there.
Yeah, between 4 points.
Wow.
I said if Kincaid didn't get hurt,
Oh, come on, yeah.
Hurt
killed
stepped up. Running backs. Everybody's running backs did halfway decent. Hubbard had a big game against
Hubbard went
Joey
all.
G-Men.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't stop. Yep, absolutely. I knew it was going to happen.
Hey, did your stomach drop when you see them get hurt and get tackled and fumble? Did you
Yes,
think,
it did.
oh, no.
Yes, it did, JB.
I'm like, oh, that's not good.
Yes, it did.
That's cool. All right, here we go. So we in week 11. I'm taking anybody who's playing QB and playing the Cowboys. I'm going with CJ Stroud. All right, Joey, who you got this week?
JB, I'll see it when I believe it's Herbert.
Your boy. That could be a high scoring game, man.
That's a sneaky pick.
High scoring game. All right, Chris, who you got at QB?
Give me Hurts.
Hurts, okay. Big game.
Mhm.
Game. We got a Wednesday night show. We get access to the Thursday night game.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
All right,
game.
buds. Who you got at QB?
We will not be repeating this week any of these. These will all be different. I'm going with Jared Goff.
Golf, okay. Jared Goff. playing at home against a lackluster Jaguars secondary.
The man's got to eat.
Jaguars.
Got to eat.
You got to eat. I mean, the only thing about that game is they could run the ball on their throat and just be like, let's keep running it. He can throw 15 passes, but he'll be 15-15, 100 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Who you got at running back this week?
I'm kind of taking a flyer this week on this guy. I feel like he is kind of ready. He's coming off a bye week. They used him kind of early. I'm going to go with Nick Chubb. He's got a week under his belt of rest.
Nick Chubb, what many would call the best running back in the NFL at one point. All right. Who you got here at running back, Chris?
I'm actually joining Buttons here,
Oh.
going Chubb as well.
Okay.
Here we go. Which is not good for me because I'm behind Buttons, so me just making the same picks is not going to help. But
JB, I'll go Devin A-Chain.
Okay.
Nice.
A-Chain. Who they playing this week?
Who's Miami's playing at home against?
Dolphins have the Raiders.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
Raiders.
That's right.
Yeah, he could. Raiders don't tackle. Although they're coming off a bye, but they don't tackle.
Mhm.
All right, I'm going with Ramondre Stevenson, who this year has given me pleasure and pain.
Mhm.
in
Joy.
Sure.
And
And wide receiver, I'm going with the stack. I'm stacking him, baby. He's back. Nico,
sunshine
Ooh, I love that.
and rain.
before he was hurt, he was the number 2 wide receiver in the NFL in fantasy. All right, who you got there, Joey? Wide
Maybe
receiver?
I'll take giant great Phil McConkey's great nephew, Lad
Donkey.
Oh,
McConkey.
McConkey.
You know, against Chris, Lad McConkey went 8 crap, and I still lost because Kirk Cousins scored 1,000 points against Tampa that week. It's just
I'll take it.
I'm number 1 in scoring, and I'm in 6th place.
That's brutal.
I got the most points scored and the most points scored against me.
Ooh.
Yeah, but the
Now
thing is, if you
Which
make
league?
the playoffs and you have that, really the thing is, I'd rather be a team that makes the playoffs with a team that puts up big numbers, because I feel like eventually it's gonna even itself out, as opposed to a team
Yeah,
that
it should, Chris, but you'd rather have a bye and not have to play like the fifth,
Oh, true,
the
true.
third seed.
But really, for me, if I have a team that can put up, because there's only a few teams in the league that have the capability of putting up 210 points in a week, I'd rather have that team, and then the chips are going to fall where they may.
If there are buys, though, it's way more advantageous for you to
for
buy
sure.
because fantasy, it's hard to win 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
No.
So
Here's the thing, though. I'm only 2 games out. I mean, the guy in first place is 7-3, and he's only had 13,000 points scored against him. He's had 13,000 points scored against him. I have had 17,949 points scored against me.
almost 500 more.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Anyway, that's all good. Who you got at receiver, Chris?
I'll probably a week late here, but give me Calvin Ridley.
Ooh, Ridley had a big game last week.
Mm-hmm.
Broke some backs with Ridley last week.
Finally showing up when I need him.
He got that garbage touchdown, man.
Showing up when I need him.
Going with Amon-Ra St. Brown.
St. Brown. Oh, you got that. Oh, I see you. I got a little stacky stack there, Buttons.
Stack of buttons.
That's a little stacky stack. All right, who's your tight end, Buttons?
I like picking injury-prone tight ends, so I'm going to go with George Kittle and hope he finishes the game.
Oh, George Kittle.
He played well for me last week, so give me. Speaking of injury type of tight ends, give me Hawkinson here.
Dude, they were feeding him.
The Hawk alarm is on. George Kittle is your tight end 1 for the year.
Mm.
He has 7 touchdowns, man.
Mm-hmm.
Buttons, is your tight end healthy for Sunday?
I don't think he's playing.
You better go ahead and pick up Dawson.
Go with old Dawson Knox, Joey.
I would suggest you don't put Dawson Knox in D98 in the spreadsheet, but I mean, I honestly do not think he's playing.
He's definitely out.
Is going to run the ball. Josh Allen's going to he's going to run a lot this game. I got a feeling.
Josh Allen's going to.
They didn't practice today.
He did not practice today, so I'm going to have to change my pick.
Look at that, Buns. When you did the Buns, you enabled him just now.
Yeah.
Exactly what you complained to Chris about. You enabled that young man.
No Keon, no Amari, and no Kincaid. I mean, he's questionable, but
that means the first show that comes on in the morning, they are sponsored by a site called Fantasy Points. They have Shakur in the top 10 wide receivers this week.
It's funny you should say that. It's funny you should say that, JB.
Oh, it must be your flex. It must be your flex. What we got here? Let you think for a second, Joey. My tight end, I'm going with the Hawk alarm as well. I'm joining Chris. I took a peep at the CPR and I had to go ahead and sign up.
Right? That's right. Just take it. All you need is a little peek.
At my flex, I'm going with my man, Mandatory Montgomery.
Ooh, there it is.
Old Monty.
You see, I was just looking at fantasy. I'm down 1-12. Karl Anthony Towns went off tonight.
That went off, and they lost.
They 5-5, Joey. What's the problem?
He's
in New York, Joey.
It's early. It's very early.
He almost made as many field goals by himself as my whole team tonight.
Wow.
He had 18. He made 18 field goals. That's absurd.
Wow.
It is. Yes, it is.
And it had 40 something. He just tore it up on fantasy.
JB, I will take Freiermuth as my tight end.
Okay.
And JB, I will take Jahmyr Gibbs as my flex.
The Lions are eating
all game long.
I think that line is 13.5.
They got your boy starting too, Joey.
My man's starting?
Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. Give me Chase Brown here. My flex.
Good pick.
He's carrying me in my NFL league with and that team is just smoke and mirrors. I don't have a clue how I'm winning.
Like I said, JB, the Bills are decimated, and you have to throw the ball to somebody. I am taking Khalil Shakir.
All right.
Somebody.
There you have it.
I need Amari Cooper to play this week. Dang it. So maybe it goes to him.
All right, cool. All right, let me peep out our whole year stats real quick before we do our NFL top 10 power ranks. I do need to add a couple of stats I just remembered. I have to add Kyren Williams stats for Joey. Let's see, let me make it a little smaller because then you'll see the update happen in real time.
Look how nice that is to see CMC getting me some points for once.
I know, right? CMC finally in the fold.
There you go, Chris.
This is my here it is.
Yeah.
Now look at me. I'm coming.
I'm coming.
All right. Kyron gave
51%
Joey
chance that I'm coming.
15.1. Buttons, A-Chan gave you, I think like 5 something. He gave me crap either. He gave you like, oh, A-Chan gave you 11.9 buttons. And the Waddler,
Oh, look at that Jamar Chase week for me.
gigantic.
Jeez.
44
Wow.
points.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I played Paladin and yeah, I was like, man, it's just a wrap.
He was
I had one league where I had Jamar Chase, and yeah, it was ugly. And that guy was like, man, it's not fair. You wake up. I saw some guy in this one league I was in. He woke up Friday morning, was down 109. The dude had Barrow, Chase, and then he had Andrews. Like, geez, it's get his whole just get his soul taken.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he woke up, it's like, give me that.
I'm already sunned.
I know, son. Skull been drugged.
that was me that one year in your NFL league on Christmas.
Oh, yeah, but
In a final.
6 touchdowns on a Friday.
On a final. I was like, I'm already done before it even really gets going.
Yep, on a Friday though, man. That's just disrespectful.
Yeah, let me have a weekend at least.
It's like, nah, let's go ahead.
He wanted to shut that down early. He wanted to go out partying that
60
weekend.
or 70 points that weekend?
Yeah, I think it's 70 something. Him and Josh Allen, I think he could have beat me with him and Josh Allen that weekend.
Alone.
He would have sat the rest of it just to feel bad,
Yeah,
just to
Josh
make it.
Allen, Allen, Diggs, and Kamara, and they all 3 went off that weekend.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. He put up like 250 points in a final.
Let me see what Puka had. What did he do?
Puka played pretty well.
I think he had like 90 yards receiving. Let's see. He didn't catch a touchdown.
Did he? I don't know. Did he get a touchdown?
No, the Dolphins didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't think he got a. Your boy, you got Hill. He got one. He didn't do anything else. He was got a touchdown.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I may have to go back. I'm sorry, guys. I think I got to go back on these stats. I think I had full season, and it should have been week 10. So let me just double check. So I started with Kyron Williams, right? Let me just double check. All right, let's see. Kyron Williams. Yeah, I made a mistake, Joy. I'm sorry.
It happens, Jay. Baby.
That wasn't a 15.1. That was a 6.2, my friend.
Ooh,
happens.
All right, and then Buttons was A-Chan, right?
Yep.
All right, what did A-Chan do? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Say it again now. You know what song I'm singing, Joey?
War. Yeah. The Jackie Chan version. What it is it good
Paul. Absolutely.
Here's a sad thing, Buttons. Waddle was averaging on standard leagues, he's averaging 4.8 points for the year. That's his average, Waddle.
Not good.
I know he had 3 catches for 55, I believe. Because he had 2 catches with 52 in the first quarter. Don't you hate that?
When
they come out, lighten it up, and all of a sudden they just forget about it. 5 point. Let me see. Waddle.
What do you think Jeremy Grant's shooting for the year?
PPR?
Percentage-wise.
39%.
This is standard. This is just touchdown.
Just standard? Okay, gotcha.
And we've been doing this for the last 2 years, we've been doing this. It's been just touchdowns and yardage.
Okay, sounds good.
And quarterbacks, I think they got completions or something. How do you know how the quarterback formula is in standard?
Gotcha. So I got 5 point.
Puka had 9. I'm looking at it, I think it was 9.8. 9.8. Yep.
JB, may I make a roster move?
Oh,
on this right here?
Yes.
Whoa.
Who are you trying to get on? Oh, you got Olave.
Babe's out.
Oh,
Not if I want this player. Because right there it says waiver wire 1, baby. So if you said name and I won, you can't. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead. I'm just
Well,
Joey's like Joey names him and JV's
you're
like,
not
oh,
going to drop
him.
anyone. You are not going to drop him.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at Debo like, man, I don't know. But go ahead. Who you wanna put in there?
Nico Collins.
Oh,
ooh.
Nico Collins. Okay, for
Ooh.
for Olave, right?
Yes.
All right, yeah, because Olave is that's right. He is done. He may come back, but we think he is done. All right. Nico Collins it
Nico
is.
in that hamstring, Joey trusts it.
I trust it, Chris.
Joey said he is not waiting around like Chris. He got that confidence that Chris had. He
Gotta go.
You
said on
see
CMC
me.
for a long time. All right, there you go.
Gotta go,
All right.
gotta go.
My guys know I got faith in them.
That's these are the updated points. I think y'all may. I think your chance to catch me will be week 14 when Lamar's not playing. I believe that'll be.
Oh.
I think everybody else I've had has gone. Well, yeah, I got week 12. I'm losing.
Allen.
Week 12, I'm losing Robinson and Kamara. Week 12. So I'm using But anyway, I really
just need a couple more of those Jamar Chase.
We haven't had our bye, so
yeah, I know. Yeah, Buffalo hasn't had a bye either. All righty. So it's time for our. Let me go ahead and just switch it up and go to our top 10 NFL week 11.
I want to see our last one. That was
Yes, it's on. It's on here.
I feel like we did that a while ago, right?
Yeah, it was week 6. It's the last one. There you go. Week 6. Week 6. That's who.
Buns, you were hating on the Lions.
I was. They weren't looking good.
They just needed a spark.
Needed
a couple kneecaps.
That's all they needed.
No.
All righty.
I mean, a lot of it's going to be.
We haven't done this in a long time. So
yeah, it's been. We did week 3. We did week 6, and now we are at week 11.
Yeah.
All right. So let me see. Let me get just so you know what happens when people do the switcheroo on me. I don't get a chance to do the research I need to do because I have other stuff playing usually at night, like a open house that I had to do tonight. I didn't get home till 8:30, but that's all good. You know, and I was doing training. I was doing training all day, so I wasn't even in my office. So you know how it goes.
But you got a nice office too, JB.
We are here. It's gotten better too. I have expanded the collection, Joey.
Oh boy. Okay.
Expanded it.
Can't wait till you get that Denzel Washington character, whatever that's going to be for when Black Panther 3 comes out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I heard about that. That's exciting.
Yeah. That'll be nice. I do have a nice collection of Black Panther Funko Pops. Most of my collection is minorities, basically. Women, Black people, Asian people.
I like it, JB.
To be honest, it is. It's not all, but most of my collection is that. I do have some. I got all my sports ones here. I got a Ronald Acuna, a Jackie Robinson. I got a Carmelo and Allen Iverson together.
You got a Hank, JB?
A
Hank
double.
Aaron?
I think I had a Hank Aaron. Do I have Hank Aaron? If not,
get one.
It's gonna be on the it's on the list. And I went to this store in Fair Oaks Mall called something Forge, and they sell Funko Pops. I got a Stan Lee, which was a
Cool.
nice. Remember Stan Lee and Guardians of the Galaxy? We had the little outfit on.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, of course I got a Zeke and a Dak. Yeah, I have those too.
Oh, Jerry Jones one.
Jerry Jones?
No chance.
No chance.
Yeah, how about Jerry Jones?
Talking about jokes, I got a Seinfeld puffy shirt one.
Oh, that's there.
A vast ye matey.
Hey, what was that? All right, here we go. I'm sorry. I am on a tangent. All right. At number 10, I am going to go. I'll go with the team that's coming off a loss and barely escaped with a win against the Bears. A game they should not have won. I'll go with the Commanders. Joel, who you have at 10?
I'm going to join you, JB.
Oh, come on down. Put you on that couch with me, Joel. Put you on that couch.
I'm going to join you there.
Give me the Vikings.
Vikings, okay.
I'm gonna join you, Chris.
Oh, look at y'all too.
There we
Look
go.
at y'all too. Okay. Number 9, Buttons. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Chargers, JB.
Chargers. Okay. Chargers, man. They letting Herbert throw, Button. They letting him throw.
They can throw it, they can run it, and they
He can
play
run too.
they play
He's a good
pretty
athlete.
good defense as well.
He's a good athlete. His brother will be in the league soon too as tight end. They should bring him to the Chargers. That'd be nice. Right? There ever been a brother quarterback like receiving
That
duo?
yeah, that would be interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. All right. He'll be the number 1 target instantly.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
He don't. All right. All right, Chris, who you got here at number 9?
Give me the Packers.
Packers. They need to start messing around and go ahead and feed Josh Jacobs, man. I need him. All right. Joey.
JB, my uncle would say that they aren't quite ham and eggers. I'm going to put the Vikings there. They are not ham and eggers, but they have a ham and egger top.
I'm going to go with the Packers here. And then 8, I'm going to go with the Chargers. That defense is playing much better. Offense is getting better. Herbert out there throwing the ball around.
I'll join you with LAC.
Okay, the Chargers.
I'll see it when I believe it.
See it when you believe it. That Mr. Khaki could be turning around. Big matchup, brother. It's brother on brother coming up soon.
That's what he does.
And Mr. Khaki, he's a little bitter from the Super Bowl. He mad.
Ryan Day thanks him for leaving every day. Every day.
It's like that verse in Big Sean's song. I took an L, but then I bounced back. Thank you, God. Please, God, thank you. That part of the verse. You know what I'm talking about, Joey?
I know what you're talking about. Yes,
right.
He does do that.
All right, Chris, who you got at 8?
Give me Texans.
The Texans, okay. The Texans looking like they could be a little shaky. All right. Who you got here, bud?
I will join you, Chris, because the Texans are going to roll off 4 wins in a row here.
Getting Nico back. That was when he's huge to that team.
Yep. So I'm going with the Texans here.
Does Nico play defense too?
They can outscore teams.
Man, they picked off Jared Goff 5 times. The offense got to step up when you don't. How many teams have lost when they've picked off a team 5 times? It's crazy. No points in the second half. What happened? Mm-hmm. So y'all know, I had a COVID shot on Saturday, and I was still getting over it. I watched the first drive of that game, and then all of a sudden I woke up and the game was over. I watched my highlights. Like, what? All right,
Rid
but
of the
you got
time,
seven.
I'm going to take a second place team in their division. They are surging, though. They've won 2 in a row. Even though the first place team has won 4 in a row, I think they're still kind of fool's gold. I like the 49ers here.
49ers. All right.
I was questioning them. Give me the Commanders here.
Speaking of fool's gold.
We'll see.
Got a big game tomorrow night. Big game.
JB, I'll take the pack here.
Pack here. There's a guy at this Lakers Memphis game sitting in the front row with a Goku outfit on.
Oh, is he really?
Nice.
Straight Goku outfit. Now for real, it's the freaking orange shirt with it's a Goku outfit. Like, what in the heck? All right. At number 7, I am going to take the Vikings. All right. Who you got at number? I got number 6. Who you got number 6? At number 6, I am going to reluctantly take the number 1 team in one of the toughest divisions, the Steelers. Big game this weekend. Steelers, Ravens, doesn't get any bigger than that. For the first in the division, man. All right. Joey, who you got number 6?
Ravens.
Ravens. Ravens have the top scorers in fantasy for the year. I think top 3. I think it goes Lamar, Maker, Derek. Yes.
The king.
Y'all heard me correctly. Maker Mayfield,
Mhm.
aka Baker Mayfield, is number 2 in fantasy.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake. You got it. That's right. That's shake and bake. All right.
Give me Steelers here.
Steelers, okay. CPR, baby.
Are we going? CPR speaks.
I'm taking the Steelers here as well.
Oh man, we're going all NFC.
All that shit's
North
getting pushed
here.
in.
All right, AFC
number
North
5,
here.
Buttons.
I'm taking Buffalo.
Hey.
Buttons will always downplay his Bills. He wants to, in his heart, he wants to put them at 1.
Yes,
Who
he
have they
does.
beat? They haven't beat anybody. You know who they did get beat by? Houston and Baltimore.
Those are facts.
Give me the Eagles here.
They got a chance to make up for it this weekend, Buttons.
Yeah.
Steelers.
Steelers. Russ out there throwing that pass to Mike Williams was
Beautiful.
a Russ classic
Beautiful.
throw.
You just
That
let
thing
him
up in the
cook.
air and dropped in. That thing was up way in the air and dropped in the bucket.
Beautiful.
All right. At number
He called
5,
mystery box on that too.
number 5, I'm going to take the
He was like 300. It's like mystery box, and then if your friend caught it,
Number 4,
caught it, you gave
I'm
some.
gonna take the Bills. What you got, Joey?
JB, I will also take the Bills. Hey.
I will also take the Bills.
There you go. All right.
Buttons was around early. We could
I'm
have full
taking
swept this
I'm
thing.
taking the Eagles.
Dang it, Buttons.
Yeah. All right, Buttons. Who you have at number 3?
Raven.
We could have just dropped the mic and ended the show right there if it was all
I know,
four of us on the Bills.
We
just do the like George Costanza when he just leaves the room after a good
Like,
show.
I'm out.
That's it for
That's
me.
it,
But
That would have been us.
Yes,
All right,
yes,
fellas, we're
yes.
out.
Hey, you know what, Chris? Instead, it was like when George Costanza came out the bathroom with no shirt on. He walks out, he looks around.
Wow.
Was that in the bookstore?
No, no. That was at the apartment during the party. He was
Was it
looking at
a
the he was looking at the 3D art image.
Yeah.
But
Came out,
Another time that he
had
was
no
with his
shirt
shirt off.
on.
yeah.
Man, all right. George Costanza,
Give me
that still will always be a classic. You can watch it any day, every day.
They could do it today, JB.
I know.
If you watch if you think about it, JB, they did, and I'm not sure if you watch Curb, right? Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I heard I need to watch it.
It is very good, but they did a Seinfeld episode on Curb, and if you go to YouTube, it's probably like a 10-minute clip. They did a modern Seinfeld, and they clipped it together like with the Curb episode, because in the Curb episode it's split up very much, but on YouTube they clipped it all together and they made like a mini Seinfeld episode. You should watch that. They could do it today.
Oh yeah, I would still hold up. I mean,
Oh yeah,
a lot of the stuff they bring up on Curb is clearly a Seinfeld type of show.
100%, 100%.
It's just him. It's just George's kind of George's.
Larry David.
George.
Oh yeah, Larry David.
David.
David is George. For
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
basically.
I heard there's an episode on there about the Jets or something. That's pretty funny too. I heard it this morning. Like something happened. It's about the Jets. Some guy who hates the Jets or something.
Oh, I
Anyway,
can't remember.
all right. Chris, who you got
give me the Ravens.
Ravens. Joey.
The great Rock once said, Nick Sirianni, know your role and shut your mouth. Because when you do that, your team wins. Eagles.
Okay.
Oh man.
All right. Let's see. Okay.
Know your role. Shut your mouth.
Your mouth.
I have the Ravens here. I'm going to go with the Lions at number 2.
I'll join you, JB.
See anybody going to take that nasty plunge on this one? Chris?
Give me the Chiefs.
Ah,
Oh my God.
the CPR, baby.
Where's the drug test? I'm going with the Lions.
Regression
Chris
to
is
the
throwing
mean.
shots at me right now.
Regression to the mean.
That is a shot directly at me.
They've been so lucky in multiple games. You cannot tell me you watch and you don't think that the Lions look better than the Chiefs right now by watching them.
All I know, Chris, is the refs didn't block that kick at the end. The Chiefs blocked that kick at the end.
True. I mean, obviously they're winning, but just like I said, when we have Miami, the Hurricanes were winning until they weren't.
That's true. And wait, you know what?
And also remember we talked about Minnesota, the Vikings. Remember 2 years ago? They were the luckiest team in the NFL, and they were the number 1 seed and got bounced in the first round of the playoffs.
So, are you going on record, Chris, and saying
I'm not saying that
are going to get bounced in the first round of the playoffs?
No, because they still have Mahomes and
Buttons.
Reed. I'm just saying.
Shot at Joey.
Is a direct shot at me.
Yeah.
All right.
They do have two
but
things that the Vikings didn't have in Reed and Mahomes. So I'm still have them at number 2. You act like I'm like way down.
That's true. I mean, at least you have them over the Bills.
But Joey said Bills win this weekend.
You ready for the Buttons Knowledge Minute before we do the Joey's parlay picks?
Absolutely.
All right, but we're doing the Buttons the Buttons Minute of knowledge, and I am going to make this the view will be speaker view. Go ahead, Buttons.
All right. So it is that time again. The Buttons Power Minute is upon us. Now, these two teams, Syracuse and Cal, they don't have a storied history, so I won't bore you with that. I will, however, provide you with some shocking stats. Syracuse is ranked higher in offense than Cal, much higher, in fact. Diving even deeper into the offensive stat, Syracuse is in the top 10 in third down conversion percentage. Now, why would I pick a random stat like that? Well, because Cal is ranked 110th in that statistic. As long as Syracuse can stop Cal on those first 2 downs, it should be a cakewalk, right? The question is, can they stop them? So now for my pick. Ladies and gentlemen, Joey has really done it this time. He has picked a game to tug on my heartstrings. And as many of you know, I am a diehard Syracuse fan, just as JB. But sometimes you can't go with your heart. Sometimes you have to go with your gut. You know what always goes in your gut? Oranges. You know who loves oranges? Bears. I'm going with the Bears.
Woo,
There we
my
go.
goodness. And Button, just so you know, Button, just so you know, Joey has a problem with deadlines. So that was my pick, not Joey's. FYI. Okay. I picked that Syracuse Cal game.
Got you, Jim.
No one is surprised.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I know you don't mind. It wouldn't have gotten picked if I didn't do it.
Hey, you got an orange on the show.
I don't mind.
Nice. It's a bear eating an orange. So clearly, Buttons is a man that bets with his knowledge, not his heart.
Correct.
And speaking of a man who does the opposite, Mr. Delusional himself. Let's go, Joey. What's the lock for the week, Joey? The lock. Peter Brown always calling me. What's the lock?
I got you, the great Peter Brown. Chris JB Buttons. The lock is a 4-legger.
You forgot the millions. Forgot
And the millions. Get your money. Because we're at plus 314. All NFL Sunday.
Okay.
The 3 wise men
Oh.
Here we go.
once told me, stick to what works. All money line. All money line.
Every time we do this portion of the show, Chris doesn't even look at the screen. He's like, I can't even listen to these delusions of grandeur.
This
Go
is
ahead,
going to
Joey.
hit.
This is going to hit this week.
This is going to hit.
Okay.
Well, I usually look up his stuff, like what
I know.
I'm
I'm just messing.
This is going to hit. I'm so confident I may put this in another time. And of course, I'm already getting the cash out offer.
already. Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Oh, man. You're making me tired by doing that, man. Go ahead, man. Please tell me.
All right.
All NFL, all money line. Where we going?
Well, let's start with tomorrow at 8:15. Ain't no way the Commanders are going to go to the link and win. Eagles money line.
Love that. Fool's gold in Washington, everybody. You heard it here. They're not winning 10 games.
Tell them Buttons.
Book it.
Jacksonville going to Motown. Lions money line. Their quarterback isn't even playing. Vegas hosting the rapist fish, because that's what Dolphins do. They rape for fun. Dolphins money line.
I did look that up. It is true.
It's true, Buttons.
I know that
Chris
too.
told us. It's true.
Wow.
Dolphins
Okay.
rape.
As
Got
well.
Super rapey.
And lastly, Cleveland will ride Nick Chubb in the dirty.
Ooh.
Browns money line.
Make your money.
Cleveland.
This is Jameis's return. Jameis gonna go down there and he gonna eat him a W.
The W's.
Gonna eat it up. Plus 314. I might put this in another time.
Wait till you get that cash out.
Better get it now.
Oh, you better.
You better get it now.
Get your crab legs.
All right, now,
All right,
Buttons.
Joey. That's what we doing with the big boy. I'm assuming it's all college football.
All Saturday college football, JB.
Ooh.
I knew that was coming.
Once again, the three wise men told me.
Oh, let's go.
Mr. Moneyline Special.
Let's go.
Well, it's not all Saturday. There are 2 Fridays.
All right.
Hear me out,
Buttons
Buttons.
likes that. He wants to
Plus-
Friday.
Plus,
Hear me out, Buttons.
What's the plug? What's the number?
Plus 1804.
Okay.
all right, not bad.
Not bad.
15 legger.
18.
15 legger.
You can't be
Just
serious
hear me
right
out.
now.
Hear
You
me out.
can't expect me, JB, Chris,
Just-
and the millions of
just
viewers
hear
out
me
there
out.
to put 18 things in your phone.
Just hear me out.
15
go ahead.
Buttons. Don't be ridiculous.
Go ahead.
This is going to hit. Watch. All right, let's start Friday night.
This is
This
all
gotta
money
be-
lines, right?
All
This
money
gotta be
line.
crazy
All
money line.
lines.
Okay.
All money line. Let's
This
start
gotta
Friday
be
night.
crazy money line.
Friday night. Colorado State money line hosting Wyoming. Washington hosting UCLA. Huskies money line.
Mm.
Friday night's taken care of.
Mhm.
You can
or-
cash out right then if you want.
or it ends early. Go ahead.
I mean, the thing is every one of these is gonna seem like a good bet because it's probably all massive
Right.
favorites.
Husky, you said Huskies money line.
Huskies.
Someone's
money
gonna
line.
get tripped up. Someone's getting tripped up at
Buttons,
15.
I even threw this in for you, Buttons, because you had believed
Yep.
in Prime and in Boulder, Colorado money line.
That's a
Ooh,
lot.
at Utah,
lot.
dangerous.
Lot.
Dangerous.
Texas going to Arkansas, Longhorns money
Oh,
line.
that one's easy.
Yep.
War Eagles hosting Louisiana Monroe. War Eagles, Auburn money
This
line.
is the SEC off week kind of.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Bama's playing Mercer. Who's playing? Oh, who's playing Mercer?
Tune up. It probably is. That sounds like a Alabama game, but you know what? I think I did look over that. I couldn't choose it because the odds were way too
Mercer.
far.
You could use it because Mercer is FBS.
Okay.
They don't release those until like Saturday morning.
Okay.
Yeah, usually you won't even see a money line for that. It'll be either the spread
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
over-under.
It is Alabama, and they don't have the lineup.
Okay.
Yep. Spread or over and under. That's it on that.
SMU hosting Boston College. SMU is right in the hunt. Money line.
Love it.
19
Louisville.
and a half.
Louisville going to California to beat the Cardinal. Louisville money line. Missouri going to South Carolina to get sunned. Gamecocks money line.
South Carolina's looking good.
Yeah, they are.
Buttons may not like this one
Oh,
because
no.
Buttons has been saying be careful of this team, but Buttons' favorite player in college football is going to go to San Jose State and sun them. Boise State money line.
Oh, I love that.
Sun
Not too worried about San Jose State, huh?
No. Run all over them.
Sun Devils going to Manhattan, Kansas. Kansas State money line.
That one's gonna be, even though I like Kansas State. Now you're getting into single
Been
digit.
playing real
lines.
good. The Devils been playing real good, Joey. Okay,
That's your single digit line
Stay
right
out, JB.
still got
Southern Miss.
5-4.
Southern Miss is being hosted by the Texas State Jasmines. Texas State money line.
Jasmine.
The number one team in Indy Nation is going to Madison, and they will handle it very
You're
well.
gonna jump
Ducks
around.
money line. UAB going to Memphis. Memphis money line.
Memphis is Jekyll and Hyde.
Washington State going to New Mexico. New Mexico is awful. Washington State money line.
Buttons boys, Washington State.
There you go.
And lastly, the Kansas Jayhawks
Oh,
are going to BYU. They will be beat. They won't get sunned, but they will be beat. BYU money line.
Now we're talking.
Let's
I'm
review
surprised with adding BYU that this line is That's like I would have thought it would have been higher because that game's 2.5 right now.
All right. To review
It
this, we got
shouldn't be, Chris.
the lock. The lock. We got NFL. We got the Eagles tomorrow night, Lions, Dolphins, and the Browns. Okay. Who's favoring that
Need
game?
over, Chris.
Aren't the Browns
Nope.
the underdog?
Plus one, JB.
They're +1, so
Yep.
it's almost a pick 'em. All right.
Yep.
Going against Derek Carter.
Derek Carr.
Carter.
Carter.
Derek
Oh,
Carter.
Derek
Big
Carter.
boy. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15 legger, JB.
A 15-leg parlay. We got Colorado State,
Boom.
Washington,
2,
Colorado,
3,
Coming.
Texas,
4,
Auburn,
5,
SMU,
6,
Louisville,
7,
South Carolina,
8,
Boise State,
9,
Run it.
Kansas State,
10,
Texas State,
11,
Oregon,
12,
Memphis,
13,
Washington State,
14.
and last but not least, Brigham Young University.
Get your money.
I feel like if you hit that, you should win more than $18.
Oh, you're right, Chris. I'll win $38.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
There it is. This man puts his money where his mouth is.
That's right.
I like conviction.
Victor Wembanyama, 50 points tonight in the district. Too bad that we couldn't see it. I went to see him in person, and I went all the way to San Antonio to see him in person, and he didn't play.
God,
I love the NBA.
Couple guys went off tonight then, huh?
Yeah. Victor
Giannis.
and Giannis. Giannis is
Towns.
playing with his haircut and his little side swipe.
Mm-hmm. He's really mad. He's
Hey.
really mad right now.
I mean, like, they don't have nothing.
He's really mad.
They got Andre Jackson as their starting. First quarter, Giannis had 22. The rest of the team had 2. The rest of the team was 0 for 12 from the field.
He's like, let me do it myself.
Thanos in it.
Thanos style.
Okay, Isaiah Stewart. He should be banned. He should miss about 3 weeks. What he did, that was foul. That's how fights start. That's how you get mad in the tunnel.
This is the same one that was upset when LeBron elbowed him, right?
LeBron
Yeah,
elbowed him. This
fought.
dude,
He tried to fight LeBron.
Giannis went up for a jam. He grabbed his shirt with both hands and yanked him down to the ground.
Wow, really?
Ooh.
Yep.
You
Dang.
don't do that.
Giannis did. Giannis put his hand out after, right?
You don't do
Yeah,
that.
he was like,
ooh. It's all good. Ooh, gotcha. Everyone in the league
went to
falls for that.
overtime.
They're in overtime?
Oh, no. They call
It
it
went
foul.
into overtime, I saw.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
say what they do. What they call? They call something. It's in him. Oh, he had free throws, so he got fouled.
Wow, I just saw that on YouTube. I brought it up on YouTube real quick, JB. That's foul.
Yeah. He missed both free throws. Goes to overtime.
Wow.
Some guy did. I don't know. Giannis came in. Yeah, man. For real though, you can't do that, man.
No, you definitely
Bush
can't.
League, man.
Just because he big bodied you and you get mad, just let him dunk. He big bodied you, man. You a big body and you got big body.
Just
I
take
don't
it.
know.
out here acting stupid, man. He
Yep.
pulling. Y'all's out here pulling up free throw jump shots.
He's feeling it tonight. Buttons likes that.
Yeah,
After he-
55,
That's win number 2 in a row.
14, and 7.
You're not nervous
For
at
the
all.
Bucks.
Win number 2 in a row, baby. That's called a winning streak.
There's like five.
It is.
There's
It
five
is.
guys in America that have faith in Doc, and we got one of them on our show.
Maybe he has faith in Giannis.
They're going to win Saturday too, and they might win at home on Monday as well, bringing it to 4 in a row.
Okay, so they
Pump
get
the brakes there.
not
They can beat
so,
the Hornets,
not so
Right.
fast.
and they can beat the Rockets at home.
Not so fast.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're still. I was over on them as well. I wasn't as high as you were, but I was over.
It's still early, man. Listen, it's still early. A lot of people out there,
It's
they
early.
they're looking at Yahoo basketball right now and saying, "Who's this guy at the bottom of the standings? Who is that?" They looking, they watching, man. They
Mhm.
talking out there.
It's a marathon.
It's a marathon, JB.
It's a marathon. I'm waiting until I'm waiting till that moment while I see Brian and I'm running past him like this. When he's huffing it, and I'm like,
Yep, he knows it's a. He's in
I'm
sprint
like
mode.
Jerry Seinfeld in their sprint.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Brian left another message.
Oh, I haven't seen y'all read them. I haven't looked at one of his messages.
I just happened to take a look at it.
I'm just going to not even look at any of his messages ever. I post a message, it'd be somebody running past. That's it. When I post that message, it is a marathon. All right, guys, it has been a long day for me. Great show tonight. Good luck this weekend. Hopefully, these parlays will hit, and you will do well in your fantasy leagues, unless you are playing against me for some reason. Wish you all the best of luck. It's a wrap. Next week will be episode 140. We got to figure out, like we said, we got to figure out how we're going to do our Thanksgiving draft. And then we'll share out how we're doing in the college basketball and the NBA standings right now. I haven't had a chance to update those things because I've been busy, but I'm going to update them, share them with y'all. I think you should already have access. If you don't have access to them, let me know so you can peep them out. And we're getting down to the nitty gritty in our picks against the spread. Buttons is right there with Joey. With the hot one. If you're out there, hot one, you cannot tie this man. This man has a mulligan. And you don't forget that. He did say he wouldn't have to use it, but I don't know.
Don't need it, JB.
All right. And then we got looks like Chris is over at Joey's house. Joey is somewhere where they have chairs in the basement.
JB, it's the Bizarro world.
Bizarro, yeah.
It's like when Elaine went to other old boy's house. Bizarro Jerry.
Right.
Bizarro world tonight.
George said, can I come with y'all? She's like, no, we
already have a George.
We already got a George. We don't need you.
What are you guys,
all right, guys.
What are you guys doing? Reading.
That's funny when they meet on. Don't they meet on the street?
Yeah.
Yeah. They like looking at each other. That's crazy, guys. Y'all have a great night. I appreciate it.
All right, y'all.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Y'all so.
Yep.